Well, I mean, I would never turn my back on leadership regardless of how good our players are as leaders, and I think that's still yet to be defined. I'm certainly pleased with where they are right now, and we've got a lot of guys that care about this team, they care about this university, and it's important to them that they have a successful season. They still have to confront and demand excellence of everybody, but I would never take my attention away from one thing to another, especially as important as leadership, because I don't think that's the ethos. All the stuff that goes into our team is way more important than what play we call, what defense we call, what offense we call. It doesn't matter when it comes to that.
Kirby, I'll update us on the defensive line guys. You had some guys that were held out injury-wise, and I get Trojan-wide in there as well.
Yeah, everybody's cleared on the D-line. Julian is going to be cleared today, but we're not in pads. Were we in pads and tackling, he's still got some room to improve there to do full contact. But all those guys are back. Mikael Carter, Julian, all the young guys will be out there, the freshmen. Zamir is same as the last time you asked. I mean, he's doing well. He's ready to go out and compete. Excited to have him out there. He's excited to be back, and he's a lot further post-op, obviously, than a guy like Julian who had his at the end of the season.
What's the plan for Zamir? Like once you guys put the pads on, will he go ahead and start getting a little bit of
Zamir's cleared, so again, we'll do everything like normal. He'll be thudded just like every other back will be thudded, and we'll progress from there. We don't tackle mostly live until the first scrimmage.
Kirby, you guys talked a lot about not finishing strong last year or falling short. Was there anything as you looked that stemmed from preseason camp last year that you might change in camp this year?
Not really. I mean, what we did at the finish of last year is behind us. We're looking forward. We're excited about this year. Thought we had a good camp last year, and it's really important we have a good camp this year.
For nearly your entire roster now, players that you have in hand and bring into Georgia, what does that mean from the standpoint of what they can bring to your systems and also what their expectations? They understand your expectations.
I don't think it changes much. I don't look at the guys that weren't the guys I brought here any different than the ones that I did. I mean, they're part of the University of Georgia program. They adhere to our principles and values, and I love the guys that I inherited as much as the guys that we recruited. So it doesn't change much in my mind.
How much of an asset has Del McGee been to this program, both in an on-field role and sort of a career?
Well, he's a great person for me to lean on. He's a guy that has been a head coach at the high school level. He's done a head coaching short stint there at Georgia Southern when he took over for the bowl game. He's very wise. He can relate to the players. He's a great recruiter, very knowledgeable with making adjustments on offense. So he's been a huge bonus for me personally. And when I'm not here, he's usually the guy in charge.
Coach Demetrius Robertson is a fascinating character. How much has he changed to meet your criteria kind of for physically and everything since this time last year when he was first showing up?
Yeah, I don't know to meet my criteria. Those are your words. They wouldn't be my words. He doesn't have to. What he has to do is play within our system and play well within our system and play better than the people in front of him. And that's his challenge. That hasn't changed from what that was last year. So he still has to play the best three to be the first three out there. To be in the top six and rotate, he's got to be in the top six. And I fully expect him to do that. He did that in the spring. He competed really well. He's done a lot of good things. There's a lot of things that he can still work on. That's all our guys can. But he is fast. He's explosive. I think he understands the system a little better, and I think he's probably more prepared for the competition level he's going against now.
Coach, when you look at the outside linebackers, pass rushers, I mean, so do you think this is an exciting time for Dan Lanning, even looking back at the spring, to have that depth there with Jermaine and Old?
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of depth. He had that depth kind of in the spring. The only guy would be Walter. That's a little bit different, where he was working both sides. He's not doing that right now. He's working with outside backers. So we've got good depth there. I'm excited about that. But at the same time, the guys that were there, other than Nolan and Jermaine, were all there last year, and we weren't as productive as we needed to be at that position. So we've got to improve some production. We've got to create some ways for those guys to take advantage of their skill set, which is fast, big. Well, we got to get rush. I mean, bottom line is if we don't get rush, it doesn't matter what we do. And those guys help generate that.
How are the receivers coming along for years?
You know, I hadn't got to see them enough. I mean, I see them lift, I see them do conditioning at times, but it's hard to answer that question without some practice.